Hi friends, this is FirearmPop, and I'm here today with another in my series of armed citizen stories. These stories being taken right out of Concealed Carry magazine, and the lead story is going to be a Florida beauty queen shoots ex-con with a pink pistol. Okay. Never thought those things actually shot. I'm only kidding. Okay, responding to a 3 a.m. knock on her door, Megan Brown, 2009 Miss Terra Verde, was confronted by an ex-convict demanding entrance to her home. The intruder seized Brown by the mouth and nose and started dragging her to the upstairs bedroom. Awakened by the commotion, Brown's fiancé attacked the intruder only to be severely beaten for his trouble. That distracted Brown's attacker long enough for her to retrieve her pink .38 special revolver and shoot the intruder 4 times. The man was pronounced dead at the scene. Police think robbery was the motive for the attack, and that had charged the beauty queen, and they had not charged the beauty queen in the self-defense shooting. Okay, there you go, beauty queen. Pistol packing pastor bags teen burglars. Okay, just after church services in this Lighthouse Worship Center in Beaumont, Texas, Pastor James McCabe saw 2 youths enter the church youth center, which is under renovation. The youth center has been a site of several burglaries in recent months, and McCabe suspected the 2 were up to no good. He went to investigate, armed with his pistol he is licensed to carry concealed. The pastor attempted to talk to them, who are brothers, but received threats of violence in return. McCabe ended up holding the 2 on their knees at gunpoint until police arrived. One of the 2 would-be burglars threatened to pull a gun on the pastor and was calmly told by him, "Sir, if you pull the gun, I'm going to have to shoot you." Okay. The pair was arrested without incident. That's the way we like to see it. Good idea. That came up in my last armed citizen stories of people getting away when the armed citizen went to call the police or answer the police at the door. These people just took off, and I would get them in a real awkward position, down on their knees, prone on the floor. I've been giving that some thought. How do you handle when now that you've got someone held and you need to be distracted, either to call 911 or to answer the door? So think about that. What would you do with the person approaching them? And I mean, you don't have handcuffs on you. Approaching them to tie them puts you in a dangerous position because they can't turn around the attack unless there's a third person available. So that's something to think about. Okay, and I invite your comments at the end of this video. Okay, next interesting story: cross-dressing robbers foiled by armed store manager. Okay, 2 heavily armed dressed as females were foiled in their attempts to rob a gold and silver extravaganza in Pearl, Michigan, by the armed store manager. Realizing the women, quote unquote, wanted to do more than shop, he opened fire with his own pistol, killing one robber and critically injuring the other. Both robbers carried several handguns. Police have not revealed names in any of these involved in the incident. Authorities report the investigation is just beginning, but the state's castle law, enacted in 2006, should work to the store's manager's credit. The law allows for use of deadly force when people believe they are in imminent danger. Home invasion ends in death of ex-boyfriend. After an unsuccessful attempt to reconcile with his former girlfriend, an unidentified man tried to force his way into her Houston, Texas home, where she was watching TV with her current boyfriend. Fearing damage to her door from her ex-boyfriend's repeated banging on it, she let him in. Mistake. A fight then ensued between the men and ended when the current boyfriend drew a gun and shot the ex several times, killing him. Harris County Police will present the case to the prosecutors, who will decide whether to file charges against the shooter, who claims he acted in self-defense. Would-be robber takes knife to gunfight. That's a bad idea. Armed with a butcher knife and wearing a ski mask, a man entered a drugstore in Wauconda, Illinois, and demanded a large amount of painkillers. After being given him the medicines, the store pharmacist and the assailant attempted to overpower the robber in an ensuing scuffle. The robber broke free and threatened two store employees. The pharmacist drew a pistol and shot the robber several times, striking him once. Charges are not expected to be filed against the pharmacist, who was legally entitled to carry the gun in the store. The robber will be arrested after his recovery from a gunshot wound. It's a good thing for that. Don't forget that is Illinois and not a gun-friendly state. Pizza driver foiled robbery with a gun. A Detroit man was making a delivery to the 20,000 block of McCormick Street in Detroit, Michigan, when he was accosted by three men, one of them armed, who demanded money. Rather than complying, the pizza man drew a pistol and fired on the robbers, killing one and putting the others at flight. Authorities have not released the names of those involved in the incident and are continuing their investigation. Another hazardous profession, which I would never do without carrying concealed. And here we go, my last story today, and we can't end these without a convenience store story. Now again, folks, and I've picked up the habit myself now, before going into the convenience store, I do a walk by, checking out to make sure everything inside looks normal before I enter the scene. Okay? So, drug offender killed in Ohio convenience store robbery. A drug offender entered a convenience store in Portsmouth, Ohio, and demanded money from the cashier. While the cashier was complying, another store employee, armed with a legally carried pistol, approached the robber from behind and ordered him to drop his gun. Instead, the robber turned on the second employee, who then shot him several times. The robber died outside the store. The store has been robbed several times previously. It was the third time in recent months that the area store employees had successfully defended themselves against armed robbers. Okay, convenience store, repeated robberies. They are a felon magnet. So my advice again, before entering a convenience store, do a walk by. Okay. Anyway, hope you enjoyed these stories. This is FirearmPop. Be safe out there, and God bless. Bye now.